everyone, as promised, I'm going to be showing you how I've been setting up my bullet journal so far. This is my first flip through. Keep in mind that I'm very new to this, so I definitely feel like I need to keep practicing my fonts and my different banners, but I am proud with what I've done so far, so let's just dive in, shall we? The first page of my bullet journal is my table of contents, but we're not going to dwell on this too much because we're going to look at all of these pages. So the first official page is the key. The key is a key component to the bullet journal because it lets you know what symbols represent what. I pretty much took my inspiration for my own key from Tumblr and Pinterest. You'll see a lot of things inspired by Boho Berry as well, and a ton of other people on, again, Pinterest and Tumblr that do bullet journal things because I'm new at this, so I just wanted to kind of do what everyone else is doing and go from there and see what works and what doesn't work, and already I have ideas on what I'm going to be switching going forward. I started off with a stats tracker for all my social media accounts. Social media accounts being my YouTube channels, my Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, blog views, Goodreads, email subscriptions, and I chose to track it on a monthly basis. However, what I've come to realize is that I really want to be tracking this stuff on a weekly basis. So I think I'm actually going to do a completely new page very soon in my bullet journal to work in a fashion that will allow me to track these numbers a little bit more regularly. Then the next page is my month at a glance. I chose to do it in a vertical format in which I put the numbers of each day as well as the days of the week beside it, and I put a line break for every time a new week starts just so I don't get confused by the double S's here between Saturday and Sunday, and it's clear to see when a new week is beginning. I really liked how this page turned out though because it was my first attempt at like some shadowing with my banner, and I was just so proud, and I even got fancy with the lettering and added some color with one of my tombos. So I really like this page, and I will probably keep a similar format for June because it's just been really working for me. Moving on to page number 4, I have my May monthly tracker. This is a pretty staple page for many people who bullet journal, and I really like the way mine turned out. I love using different colors for different tasks because I just think it adds a little bit of pop to my bullet journal. Things I'm tracking are waking up by 8 a.m., hydrating, vitamins. Whenever I post a video or post a blog post, I put a little square. Filming days, editing days, anytime I bookstagram or tweet, reading for 30 minutes, whenever I complete a novel, a 10-minute tidy, and I also keep track of when I update my bullet journal. And then last minute I threw in some little doodles. Obviously, I'm sure you can tell I'm not the best doodler, but I feel like I just need to keep going at it so I get better. My first set of dailies went interesting. I still have yet to find a daily format that works for me, but this was what I first went with. I started with a box up here for weekly goals. To be quite honest, added this after I started Monday and Tuesday because I realized I had a huge chunk up here that I didn't know what to do with. So I added some weekly goals, and then I tried to mess around with flag banners, which not sure how that went. And then for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I tried to experiment with different banners, different styles. I didn't really stay consistent, but I'm kind of okay with that because I feel like I'm at a place right now where I just need to be trying a lot of different things. Then we have my daily gratitudes page. This is one of my favorite pages in my bullet journal. And what I chose to do with this, because many people do a daily gratitudes and you just write one thing that you're grateful for, and that's great, but because I'm starting off, I wanted something that was a little bit more structured, so I got some prompts from textmyjournal.com, and each day has a new prompt in which you pick like a certain food that you're grateful for, or a certain book that you're grateful for, and a variety of things like that. So it's been working out really well, and I just love the look of this page. On to page number 8, which is where I keep track of the books that I am reading. I called it my reading list, May edition, and what I did was I put my books that I wanted to read, my to be read, here, and then as I read them throughout May, or as I am reading them because we're still well into May, I just put an arrow, or I draw an arrow towards the red column and write down the date in which I finished it, and this system has really been working for me. I wanted to do something just a little bit different because many of the reading lists or reading TBRs that I see on Pinterest and Tumblr are a bookshelf filled with like different spines, and then you write down the book name and color it in as you read them. But I have way too many books on my TBR to do that, so I kind of needed to set this up on a bi-monthly basis. And so far, yeah, this has really been working. I was really proud of my little book here. I did have to use a Google image to figure out how to do that. And then another fun thing I've been doing this month is the hashtag PTL Doodles challenge. And this is hosted by @PassionThemedLife on Instagram. Each day there's a different prompt for what you have to doodle, and May was flower month. This was the wrong month for me to join in on because I'm not the greatest at drawing flowers. So this has been quite a challenge, but I am pretty proud of myself because they've turned out better than I thought they would. We're on day 19 right now, still got a lot to go, but I think it looks so cute. I even added stitches to my banner with a Get Your Doodle On title, and it's just been a ton of fun. I think it not only adds a great visual to my bullet journal, but again, it gets me back here each day, so I fill in the doodle, and because of that, it keeps my bullet journal up to date because I'll update everything while I'm there. And then it also just gives me some practice at doodling, which is something I really need right now. So love, love, love this challenge. Highly recommend you go check out this Instagram handle. And we keep going to my next set of dailies for the week of May 9th. For this set of dailies, I actually did try and stay consistent with my titles with the classic handwriting the days and the arrow. I'm sure you've seen this kind of design all over the place on the internet. And I did it in a way that I had Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday here, and then on the next page I had Thursday and Friday, and then my weekend set up a bit differently because I don't really need to write out a ton of things for Saturday and Sunday, so they don't need as much space. I have to admit, I did really like this layout. I especially like the fact that I added a little bit of a decaling doodle-ness to the top here. Then we have my videos ideas page, which I do have to blur out because obviously these are videos that will be coming out shortly, so I don't want to spoil anything. But it's just a simple list, and it's been very helpful because it's just one area where I'm keeping track of all my video ideas and upcoming videos, and that is very necessary when you're running 2 YouTube channels. The next 2 pages are 2 pages I'm super excited about. They are what I like to call reading logs. For my booktube channel, I did 2 reviews, one for The Crown by Kira Cass and the other for A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. And whenever you're doing reviews, you need to have notes to give you some direction. So I made notes while reading both books. I also included a start date area, an end date area, and a rating or a place to put the rating. I quite like the one for A Court of Mist and Fury more than the one for The Crown, but both have done a really excellent job at keeping me on track while filming those videos. And I think they're also going to be really great resources for me to look back on when the next book or installment in a series comes out and I need a refresher on the previous book. Needless to say, you'll be seeing many reading logs in my bullet journal going forward. Moving forward to page number 16 is my YouTube meeting notes from May 15th. I had a YouTube meeting with my mother because my mom is like my YouTube manager, and we try and meet regularly to talk about what I want to do on both channels and my blogs and all that fun stuff. And something unique that we did on the 15th was actually kind of create a schedule for me from Monday to Friday as to what I should be doing throughout the day, because it's really easy when you're staying at home to let the day basically fly away and you realize that you haven't done much. So this gives me a little bit more structure, and I just put it in a circle clock formation pie chart, I don't know, what do you want to call it, to give me a good visual as to what my day will look like each day, or most days, because it does change depending on what I'm supposed to be doing. I did a little title there, daily schedule. I also added like a little rough notes doodle because the space was a little blank, but super happy with this. And again, this is something that I will probably have often in my bullet journal because it's just a great place to put these notes. And finally, we are at the last set of dailies, the dailies for this week, the week of May 16th. As you can see, I kept it pretty consistent again, and I actually squeezed the 5 days of the week onto one page and did Saturday and Sunday on the next page with this week to-do list, as well as this quote from You've Got Mail, "Don't you think daisies are the friendliest flower?" That is one of my favorite movies. and I had like this blank space, so I thought let's just fill it with a cute quote, why don't we? Although I do like this layout, I'm still not quite happy with my daily layout, and I don't know if it's because it's horizontal and there's something about that I'm not liking as much. I'm actually thinking about incorporating a more vertical layout into my bullet journal, because when I bought my Erin Condren planner, one of the reasons I bought it was because of the vertical layout that I loved so much. So maybe I'm going to incorporate that layout into more of a bullet journal friendly format. It's hard to say what it is that I'm not liking, but I'm gonna be playing around with my dailies for the next couple weeks until something clicks. And that actually brings us to the end of my bullet journal flip through. Like I said, I'm a newbie at this, so excuse my not so great fonts and banners. I promise you things will, or I'm hoping things will get better going forward with more practice. If you do have though any recommendations as to any Instagrammers or bloggers I should be following, then please let me know in the comment section below, because your past recommendations helped a lot. And yeah, I'm always looking to be inspired by new planners and bullet journalers. If you want to see more bullet journal flip throughs, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you stay up to date with all my planner videos, because more will be coming your way. I will see you all very soon with a new video, and until then, bye everyone!